want to play with stones, what do? You cover your entire face and you do faux freckles with them. This is quite the extravagant look for today's video, but I think it is really pretty. But nonetheless, it's that time again. Time for another update on 101 Pans. This is 101 Pans Update 10. Decided to sit down and film this update with you guys, and if you want to see how well I have done on this round on this project, then just make sure to keep on watching. But before we get into the video, make sure you guys subscribe. I put out content weekly, so you don't want to miss out on all the fun. Also, make sure to check the down bar for all my other links to all my other social media platforms. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and hop on into the video. We're on update 10 for the 101 Pans eyeshadow project. I have officially been doing 101 Pans for over a year at this point. My official start date on 101 Pans is 10/27 of 2019, and it is ongoing until I hit 101 pans of eyeshadow. I did pretty good on this update. I have one new pan to share with you guys, giving my total pan count so far for the project at 52 pans. We are officially over halfway there, so I'm pretty excited to see if I am in fact able to hit the rest of these pans this year. I have really enjoyed doing this Pan Those Eyeshadows type of a project, and I will probably continue some type of Pan Those Eyeshadows moving forward even after this one ends. I just really enjoy getting good use out of my palettes and hitting pan. It's just a satisfying feeling always. It's been a couple months since my last update. With the new job, my schedule has been very hectic. I decided to restart basically the project, and I randomized 5 eyeshadows from 5 different palettes, which I will also have in the cards, the playlist to this project, if you guys want to go catch up and see the other videos. Last month's update, I decided to randomize every shadow that is drawn for this project moving forward. My total pan count currently is at 2,522 pans of eyeshadow. Let's just go ahead and I will go over the progress, if any, and the new pan that was hit. We will randomly be selecting one new pan to bring in for this update. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the first pan, the one that I have the least progress on. I have to look down at my notes, you guys, but number 1, the first pan and the first palette that was chosen was number 1336, which according to my inventory, that was the 10th shade in my LA Girl Everyday Vacay, the shade Flame right here, and I have used Flame a total of 29 times, and there is not even really that much of a dip on that pan yet, which is crazy considering I have used that pan almost 30 times so far. As you can see from the comparison, it pretty much looks the same. I've noticed with these LA Girl bigger palettes like these, they are extremely hard to hit pan on. 29 uses and not even the slightest of a dip yet. And as you can see from the still shot of the pan, I mean, there is use on it, but it definitely doesn't look like I used it 29 times, which is what I in fact have used it. It is a really pretty warm tone matte shade. It's just a real buttery smooth shade, and I use it a lot for just my transition color and to apply, lay down first before going in with any other types of colors or any other types of looks. And 29 uses, still sticking to my same rule of thumb on being able to pick new pans and new palettes after approximately 25 to 35 uses and after being in the project for 3 months. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is, because I have in fact used this pan 25 times with still no pan or not even the slightest dip in the pan yet, I'm going to go ahead and roll this one out, and I will be in fact picking another pan as well. That'll be giving me 2 pans that I'll be rolling in with the pan that I actually hit. It was originally 6 pans of eyeshadow, which the second one was number 686, and that was the shade Noir from my ABH Soft Glam palette. but I decided to go ahead and just withdraw from one of the shades altogether, just because 6 pans was kind of a lot for me. Right from the beginning, as soon as I filmed the last update on this, I just pulled Noir from the project, so I hadn't used that one at all. I think 5 shades is a little more realistic and possibly achievable for me to hit pan on. So there's 5 shadows in total that will stay in and rolling in through this project. So we're just going to go ahead and move on down the line. The third pan was number 1546 according to my inventory, which was number 4 from my Huda Beauty new nude palette, which is the shade Fantasy. The 4th shade in is in fact right here. I used Fantasy a total of 10 times so far. We have a nice dip in there, but no pan yet. And of course I know I wouldn't have pan in her yet, just because 10 times isn't enough use in it yet. As you can see from the photos of how it looked before and how it looks now, I definitely have gotten some good use on it, and I feel like I could be successful at hitting pan on her rather soon. So this will definitely be staying in. It's under 25 uses and it's only been 2 months. I'm gonna go ahead and keep working on Fantasy. It is just a really beautiful, like crushed pearl, absolutely stunning metallic shade. I really enjoy Huda Beauty's shimmer formula. You guys know her palettes are some of my favorites, and as you can see from the swatch, it's just very creamy, very, very beautiful. Definitely gonna go ahead and keep on working on the shade Fantasy. The next pan was number 727 according to my inventory, which was the 13th shade out of my ABH Jackie Aina palette. The 13th shade is the shade Sponsored, and I've used the shade Sponsored 10 times. As you can see, it's just a real beautiful, like one of those blue brown types of shades. It is really, really gorgeous, and as you can see from the comparison of what it looked like last month when I rolled it in to what it looks like now, I have gotten some good use on it. You can kind of see it right there that there is a little bit of a dip in there, but no pan yet nonetheless. So she's going to go ahead and continue to stay in the project as well. I will continue to work on her and hopefully get a pan out of this. I do know Anastasia's pans are rather easy to hit because they're pretty shallow and pretty loosely packed in the pan. Hopeful to hit pan on this within the next update or so. And it is a real beautiful, beautiful shade. As you can see from the swatch of it, again, it's just very, very metallic, very, very pretty. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and keep on working on her. The next pan was number 2152, which was the 11th shade from my Nomad Tokyo palette. When we open her up, of course, I go from left to right. So the 11th shade was the shade Decora right here. And I've used Decora a total of 12 times. There is a nice dip in there, pretty significant size dip in there, but still no pan. I will continue to work on Decora as well. It's just a real, real pretty, like duochrome type of eyeshadow topper, and as you can see from the swatch of it, just how like multi-dimensional it is. It's very sparkly, very, very pretty. Nonetheless, I can actually put this on over top of the look I'm wearing today, but Lord knows we got enough going on as it is already. It's a really pretty shade, and there is a nice dip in there. So I will again continue to go ahead and keep on working on the shade Decora. And then last but certainly not least was shade number 702 according to my inventory, which was the 2nd shade in on my ABH Riviera palette, which was the shade Yacht. And this is the one where I hit the pan. It took me exactly 16 uses to hit the pan on the shade Yacht. So this is my official pan for this update in this round on 101 pans. Of course, I'll insert a screenshot so that you can see the pan a little bit better, but 16 uses was all it took for me to hit pan on that, so it was rather easy. And again, ABH's formula is rather easy to hit pan on. We'll be in fact rolling in 2 new pans. This is a really, really pretty color story. I need to reach for this more actually. I really enjoy the looks that I have created with this. It's really stunning palette, and so is the shade Yacht. It's just a real pretty day-to-day, everyday type of shade. I'm glad that I was able to get 1 pan nonetheless out of this update in this round. Just a real pretty neutral toned, warm to more neutral tone type of metallic shade. I use this a lot for going into work, for a 1 shimmer and a 1 matte kind of look. one matte in the crease and the shimmer on the lid, and it really just made for a real pretty look. We did in fact hit one pan with rolling out the shade Flame from my LA Girl palette and hitting the pan in the shade Yacht from my ABH palette. We will be rolling in two new pans. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is go ahead and select the two new pans. I enter 1 to 2,522 into my Pretty Random app, and fingers crossed it won't pick again one of the shades that was already chosen. Let me go ahead and pick these numbers, and the first one is number 1095. 2,469. Let me go grab these palettes and find these pans according to my inventory, and I will come back and show you guys the new pans and we will wrap this video up. I'm back and I went and I picked up the two palettes. Let's go ahead and go over the two new pans that will be in this rotation for the project. Starting with number 1095. Number 1095, according to my inventory, was number 27 from my Profusion Festival palette, which, hey, I'm excited that it chose it. I think I've used this palette one time to create a look with. It was the 27th shade down. So there are, from left to right, 7 shades. So that would be 7, 14, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So number 27 is this bright blue matte shade. Let me go ahead and give it a swatch. Okay, so here's what it looks like swatched out. And I did look at the insert and it is the shade Quest. That's the name of the blue. It's pretty. It's not very super pigmented, so it might be easier to actually hit pan, considering I will have to dip my brush in there quite a bit to get some of the pigment in the product on. So we'll see. I don't know how easy or how hard it is to hit pan on Profusion shades, but we're sure gonna give it a shot. So this is the newest pan for the rotation. And then the last pan was randomly chosen was number 2,469, which according to my inventory was the 7th shade in on my Nabla Secret palette. Again, I'm excited because I really do love this palette. I created a real beautiful look with this a while back ago. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the 7th shade in is the shade Rosemary, which is a very creamy, deep, dark forest green type of shade. And there's what it looks like. I think that will actually go nice with the shades sponsored. So here are the two newest shades that I have to work with. I'm going to go ahead and swatch out the remaining shades as well, so you guys can see the entire color story of what I have to work with. Here are the 5 swatches of my newest pans for 101 pans. I have 4 shimmers and 1 blue matte shade. They are really pretty shades, but I don't think I'll be able to create a look with all 5 of these combined, just because, again, 4 shimmers and 1 matte makes it really challenging to, in fact, be able to do a completed look with just these shadows. We're gonna go ahead and give it a try. I am close to hitting pan again on the shade Sponsored, as well as Decora possibly, so we'll see how that goes. We're gonna give it one hell of a try, you guys. I do have that matte blue shade is really the only matte that I have. Not many neutrals, but then again, I'm not much of a neutral girl, obviously, so I'm excited to see how well I do and if I'm in fact able to hit any more pans for the next update. So we'll see how it goes. That's basically everything for this update, you guys, and for this round of 101 pans. We'll be back in another 6 weeks or so with another update. Thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and comment down below. And until my next video, everybody enjoy the rest of their day. Bye. If you wanna wake up